Our osprey family is trying to keep cool during the hot and humid Maryland summer. If you watch the cam, you can see the birds panting on the nest, and the chicks sometimes seek out the shade of the mother osprey. On July 28th, the family got a big surprise when a fledgling osprey from another nest suddenly appeared on the river cam. The parents didn't chase it away, and instead the mother has taken to feeding it. In some parts of the world, ospreys are colony nesters, and chicks are known to visit other osprey nests, so maybe that's why our parents were pretty chill about the chick appearing on the nest. We expected the visitor to stay for only a short time, but it keeps returning, maybe because the mother is feeding it. If you're wondering how to identify the visitor, we have noticed that the chick has darker coloring around its eyes, so that's one way to pick it out from the resident chicks. The resident chicks each fledged on the morning of July 30th. Since then, they have been taking short flights away from the nest and practicing their landings. As we've seen with other raptor chicks like eagles, landings can be a bit tricky and definitely take some practice. Here's a photo we took from the wildlife drive showing one of the chicks coming in for a landing, with a very intense expression on its face. When it tried to land, the other chick in the nest lunged at it, and the flying osprey had to go around for another landing attempt. Now that there are 3 chicks on the nest, the parents have been bringing in a good amount of fish, which seems to have done little to motivate the chicks to start fishing on their own. But the mother osprey will likely leave for migration this month, and that will reduce the amount of food at the nest. Fishing is a skill that the chicks must master over the next 6 weeks, because once they leave on migration, they'll be fishing for themselves. Biologists have tracked mid-Atlantic ospreys on migration using GPS packs and satellites, and have produced migration maps like this one. Most Chesapeake Bay ospreys migrate to South America for the winter. They'll head down the eastern coastline and cross over the Gulf of Mexico, possibly stopping in Cuba or Haiti to rest, before crossing the Caribbean Sea and landing in South America. Ospreys often return to the same wintering area each year, frequently along a fish-filled river in places like Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, and maybe even Argentina. Female adults tend to fly farther south than males. Dangers along the route include power lines, hurricanes, and also humans with guns. In Central and South America, some people shoot at raptors to protect their livestock and fish farms. Older birds have a higher survival rate since they're better at avoiding danger and bad weather and are skilled at finding food along the way. We'll keep an eye out for scenes on the river cam of when our young fledglings bring in their first fish meal, and we'll also be watching to see when the mother disappears from the cam, which will mean she's left the refuge and is heading south for the winter. She's done a great job this year, so she's definitely earned her winter break.